All right, so as always, if you are struggling on a math problem, you should have already written it down, but if you didn't, you write it down. Negative 3 2/3. All right, so we got a mixed number divided by a mixed number, and if we remember our steps in the process for dealing with this, what is the first thing we want to do? Make it, or them, right, because we have 2 here, make them improper. So, so 3 times 2, 6 plus 1 more, 7, denominator stays the same. Keep it as division for right now. Don't try to combine steps. That's how we make mistakes. Negative, careful. I'm going to bring the negative before I even deal with the numbers. I'm going to put the negative on top because we've said that makes things just slightly easier. To make this improper, 3 times 3, then add the 2. So 3 times 3 is 9, 10, 11. Over 3. Now we can keep, now we can keep change flip. Absolutely. Yeah, and this is really hard to read if my negative is on the bottom, right? 3 negative 11ths. Like, that's why I would normally put the negative on top, but we don't have to fight with reading this right now because we're going to go ahead and do the math. So if we multiply straight across the numerator and multiply straight across the denominator, 7 times 3, 21. 3 times 11, negative 33. First thing I'm going to do is move my negative to the top so that we could actually read this. Great, so now we could read this as negative 21/33. I know it still sounds weird to say. Negative 21/33, but we need to check for if we can reduce. So this might be a little note that you want to write yourself, that there's actually like step 5 that I forgot to write in my steps of my process up there. Step 5 is, can we reduce? We can't always reduce, but often we can. And we're looking for a number that we can divide the top and bottom by, which would be a common factor. So when we look at 21 and 33, looking for a common factor, what would that be? What could we divide both numbers by? Oh, 3, right? So 33 divides by 3. 21 divides by 3. Bring the negative. Don't forget about the negative. 21 divided by 3 is 7. 33 divided... Oh! Check this out. We could have actually cross-reduced back here. So if you remember us talking about that cross-reduction process that we don't have to do, but cross-reducing is when we recognize a number on the top and a number on the bottom can both be divided by the same thing. Remember, it's like a simplification method. So if I divide by 3 up here, I get 1. And if I divide by 3 down here, we would get 1. So really, it'd be 7 times 1, and 1 times the negative 11. That would have gotten us our negative 7/11ths. So we could reduce back here, or we can reduce right here. Either way, this problem does need reduced because these values of 21 and 33 share a common factor. So to figure out if we reduce, we always look for common factor. All right, keep sending me problems, please.